Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my podcast. It is going to be around the Western Hockey League team, the Edmonton Oil Kings. I'm going to be giving my thoughts and insights as to the team, their opponents, and how I think the team is progressing. If you like this video, please click the like and subscribe button, and I will be posting these videos for sure before every game and likely most after the games that they play to give my thoughts and feedback. This is going to be my first video. It will be posted today on November 7th, 2025, and it's going to be regarding the Edmonton Oil Kings and their roster and their upcoming game tonight against the Medicine Hat Tigers in Medicine Hat. Now, let's start with the roster and what a fantastic job the general manager has done putting this team together. Last season, Edmonton went 37, 27, and 4. Good enough for 78 points, 7th in the Eastern Conference in a first-round playoff matchup against the Prince Albert Raiders. That series went to 7 games, and unfortunately, we lost in 7. After that series, I believe that was the downfall of their former head coach, Luke Pierce. However, I was one of the many that welcomed the hiring of their new head coach and current coach, Jason Smith, the former Edmonton Oilers defenseman and captain. Since Jason Smith, or as I like to call him, and I'm sure many fans out there like to refer to him as the Gator, has taken over, this team is off to a terrific start. 13, 4, 1, and 1. Good enough for 28 points, first in the Eastern Conference and first in the Central Division. This is going to be the third of 8 meetings between the Medicine Hat Tigers and the Oil Kings this season, both teams with 1 win each on their own home ice. Now, when I look at this team, where do I think that they're going? Well, if you look at the schedule, projected wins, maybe, I would think probably somewhere in the realm of 35 to 40 wins, possibly 45 wins. But the team that they really need to beat is Calgary. The last 3 seasons, the Calgary Hitmen have owned the Oil Kings, unfortunately, and they're a tough opponent. If this team is going to win the Central Division, I believe they need to at least try and earn a season split with the Calgary Hitmen. Coming into tonight's matchup with the Medicine Hat Tigers, the Oil Kings currently sit 6 points up on both the Calgary Hitmen and the Medicine Hat Tigers. Edmonton is coming off a 9 home game in 12 game stretch, going 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 shootout loss, and 1 overtime loss in that stretch. Now, with the makeup of this team, it starts from the back, and both Parker Snell and Ethan Simcoe have been fantastic this season. They have given their team a chance to win every night, making timely saves, key saves. Now, what I notice about both of these goalies is they're very similar in stature, both well over 6 feet. They both similar style of playing. They don't give up a lot of rebounds. They're very, very good in controlling the rebounds when on the initial shot. Now, my only issue with the goaltender, both of them, is when they go out and play the puck. Sometimes I've noticed when I'm watching games, Ethan Simcoe and Parker Snell might get caught behind the net, misplaying the puck, and it results in their opponent, getting some offensive zone time. And the team ends up running around a little bit. So that's my only thing that I would say about the goaltenders and what they need to work on, possibly. Now let's look at the defensive structure, and I'm going to compare the defense, the goaltenders, the forwards, and the general makeup of this team compared to Medicine Hat. Now, when I look at the defense of the Oil Kings, we have guys like Blake Fiddler, Ethan McKenzie, Parker Elkos, and those are just to name a few. This team on the back end, I think, is very, very good. They can compete with anybody in the league. And then when you look at guys like Ethan McKenzie, he leads all Oil King defensemen in points. He is the second highest scoring defenseman in the league right now. He is red hot with a point streak. And then you got guys like Blake Fiddler, who's also, off to a good start. These guys, I think the way that the general manager is kind of looking at how the identity he wants on the back end is he wants defensemen that can, play up in the rush, be involved on the power play, be the quarterback, so to speak, of the power play. Guys like Blake Fiddler and Ethan McKenzie can certainly do that for you. And they're very good skaters. That's, you just watch them carrying the puck. They're smooth. They can get through a wall of defenders and get the puck into the offensive zone and allow their teammates to get some offensive zone time, get some scoring chances, create offensive pressure. There's still some key injuries on this team, but I don't think with the injuries it's affecting the team too much, because everyone that's getting a call and a chance to play in the lineup is getting opportunities to contribute, and they have been contributing. You look at guys like Jensen Marsh, who was most recently in the lineup, and he got his first WHL goal against Red Deer. Congrats to Marshy. You got guys like Gavin Hodnett on the shelf right now. You got guys like Caden Strader's not on the shelf, but he's just out at the U17s right now. So excited to see that kid comes back, because he's also a very good third or fourth line guy. Ryan Gower finally getting some ice time now with some of the injuries, and I think the way the coaches are putting these lines together, they're getting chemistry, trying to get guys in of the lineup, taking guys out just to give them some rest. But you notice the next man up kind of mentality with this team. You got veteran guys like Hodnett going out of the lineup. He's the leader of that team. He's the captain for a reason. He's the leader, but when he's on the shelf, next man up. So you got guys like Adam Yetko, you got guys like Reese Peterson stepping up to take on that leadership role and try and right the ship until Hodnett gets back. But you do notice a little bit on the power play, potentially, when Hodnett's not in the lineup. They have different looks, and their power play is struggling a little bit. But I believe when Hodnett comes back and he's not on the shelf anymore, the power play numbers will start to go up a little bit. That's just my thought on the power play. The penalty kill, on the other hand, is very good. This team is killing penalties off. They're taking a lot of penalties, which I potentially think the coaches will, eventually right the ship on that, and keep reminding the team, got to play physical to the edge, but don't go over the edge. And Jason Smith was a physical player in his time, so I can see his identity on the team carrying that physical play. They want to be a faster, more physical team. I thought last year they got pushed around a lot from bigger teams like Prince George and sometimes Medicine Hat, sometimes Calgary, but this year there's a pushback from the team. Now, let's compare this team to Medicine Hat. What makes this such a great rivalry? Well, look at it this way. Medicine Hat went to the Memorial Cup last year. They lost to the London Knights, so they are the kings of the Western Hockey League now. However, they are still 6 points back of the Oil Kings. Why? Edmonton has been more consistent this season, I think. Medicine Hat has been very good at home, but they have not been good on the road. Oil Kings have been consistent on the road and on home ice. 6 wins on the road, 7 at home so far this season. Tonight's game is going to be a battle. Regardless of the previous 2 games, 5-1 Medicine Hat win, 6-1 Oil King win, it does not matter what those 2 games are. Tonight's game is the 3rd matchup. This is going to be a matchup where it's going to be total ends of the spectrum. Edmonton comes in 4 wins in a row, never had 5 this season. How is Medicine Hat going to approach this game? Well, they're going to look at the standings and say, hey, you know what? We're 6 points behind Edmonton. We need to start getting our stuff together. We need to start getting on a roll. Now, what's the difference going to be in this game? Well, it's going to be momentum. Momentum is going to be key. If Edmonton can get off to a great start and dictate the pace of the game, I think Medicine Hat's going to be in trouble. Goaltending-wise, 100% all day, I think Edmonton has the edge. Goaltending-wise, offensively, Edmonton's been rolling along. They can score. Medicine Hat can also score, but the difference is going to be special teams. Medicine Hat's power play is a little bit better than Edmonton. Not much, but a little bit. But it's also going to be adjustments in-game. What's Jason Smith going to do? What's Willie Desjardins going to do? Adjustments. You know, when I watch Medicine Hat and Edmonton play each other over the last 2 seasons, I notice both of these teams go up and down throughout the game. But the difference I notice from Edmonton this year compared to last is when they give up a goal, they never fold. They go out there in the next shift and they continue to push. So, what are my thoughts on tonight's game? If I look at the overall standings and the consistency of both teams, I'm going to say Edmonton's going to win this one, but it's not going to be a close game. It's going to be a high-scoring contest for sure. And it's going to be a matter of who's going to take advantage of the scoring chances. You know, Edmonton's going on an 8-game road trip. This is going to be a good way to start. I'm going to be posting another video after the game tonight with my thoughts and analysis after the game. But these are my thoughts going into the game. I think Edmonton's going to win. They are a better team. I think they're going to finally get to a 5-game win streak, start this 8-game road trip off on the right foot. And I think Ethan McKenzie is going to keep his point streak alive. I think Max Curran's going to keep his alive. And I think some of the young guns are going to step up in a big way, in a physical way. And I think Edmonton is going to start 1-0 on this 8-game trip. That's my thoughts for now. I'll see everyone after the game.